This story begins with a story about a girl named Shuria. She married a man they call a nightmare on the battlefield. Since childhood, her father, the former Duke of Littenheim, despised her because she was born of a maid. The maids openly mocked her. She was abandoned in the Duke's house, and in order to survive, she had to adapt to everything. Ironically, Yerner's half-brother saved her. After his father's death, he inherited the title and recognized Shuria as his sister. Everyone was surprised that the Duke recognized her as his sister. Passing by the crowd that was discussing her, she heard a great idea and arranged marriage. She wanted to do it so as not to be abandoned. The story then shifts to the moment Shuria and Kardi Esperin met. Kardi tells Shuria that she doesn't seem to know who he is, and asked if she really wants to become a monster's wife. Her future fiancé inherited an incredible strength from his mother's line, which rarely appears in the Reyes family. Kardi is so strong that he could independently determine the outcome of the war. However, this power had a big downside: it took the life of its master one by one. Because of this, there were rumors that Kardi could not even live to be 30 years old. The boy urged Shuria to think about it again, and added that he did not deserve to be with anyone. The girl replied that she didn't need to think again because she felt guilty. Kardi was a very important person to the empire, and to continue his life he needed a partner to share his fate. The girl continued what she hadn't said before, saying that she also had no right to be with anyone. Being a partner means that when the wielder of the power uses it, it also takes the partner's life. But in this case, Kardi will be able to live longer than expected. The companion is the secret of the emperor and Shuria. Thanks to this agreement, the Duke received the right to mine iron ore. Kardi has lost his loved ones, and the imperial family wants to use his power, which he can't even control. And then the wedding came. It passed modestly. The marriage of these two people was somewhat natural. The couple lived happily. When the wedding anniversary came, Kardi presented Shuria with many daffodils. She forgot about the anniversary and didn't get anything for Kardi. The boy said that everything was fine, and instead of a gift, he asked to hold the girl's hand. They loved each other, but the pleasant days did not last long. The emperor kept his son under control. Kardi won many battles. The fame about him spread quickly, because of which the emperor kept him under control even more tightly. Sometime after that, the emperor praised Duke Kardi and told him to convey his greetings to his wife. Shuria was not in good health. She had 6 months left, but she did not want Kardi to know about her condition. But then Kardi showed up and asked why she was hiding it. Kardi was confused because he didn't know there was such a way as a partner. He was disappointed because he thought he was protecting Shuria all this time. Shuria reassured her husband. She said she loved her husband and wanted to protect him. Then she said that she wants to spend the rest of the time with him. The events then flash forward to when Shuria asked Kardi to sleep with him. When they rested together, they had a frank conversation. Kardi was not ready to let Shuria go. He was afraid to be with her, because he thought that he could never make the person he loves happy. Shuria said that in the 30 years of her life, the happiest were the 10 she spent with him, and the rest of the time she just wants to see him with a smiling face. Then she fell asleep for what seemed like forever, but she woke up in Duke Littenheim's house. She was surprised. Did she go back in time? It turned out to be true. A maid came to Shuria's room and behaved defiantly. If it was Shuria in the past, she wouldn't have been able to say anything out of shame, but now the situation is different, because in the past, Kardi encouraged her to value herself more. Shuria made it clear to the maid that she cannot be treated like this now and told her that she is fired. The maid apologized. Shuria didn't know why, but she and Kardi were given a chance to change their future. If you recall, Shuria's health began to deteriorate not immediately after the wedding. And after the fall of Reyes, Reyes is the birthplace of Kardi's mother, Empress Veronica. Kardi was very upset then, because he had to conquer the homeland of his mother, who committed suicide. After returning to the past, 10 years remain until then. Shuriya had to find a way to be with Kardi again. For this she needed the support of her half-brother Yrnir, Duke of Littenheim. Therefore Shuriya went to her brother. Yrnir asked, "Why is she in tattered clothes?" Shuriya replied that it was because her mother was a servant, although she wanted to say something else. Yrnir asked in response, "Does it matter that you are wearing a tattered dress?" During the conversation, it turned out that after the death of his father, Yrnir did not pay attention to his sister at all. He then told Shuriya that she can do whatever she wants with those who don't show even the slightest respect to her. Then they spoke for the debutante ball. Shuriya wanted to choose Kardi as her partner but did not tell her brother about it. Instead, she told him that she was not ready yet, although she had some suggestions. Then she offered Yrnir to become her partner. She expected a refusal, but he agreed. Towards the end of the conversation, Shuriya informed that in the morning she fired the rude maid. Yrnir noticed that something had changed in Shuriya and believed that it was for the better. Shuriya then spoke to the maids. Since she didn't know much about clothing stores, she wanted the maids to recommend something to her. Shuriya wanted a special dress. She wanted to help Kardi and be his support. The debut ball is a very important event. The young nobles must make a good impression at this event. It was here that Shuriya met Kardi for the first time, but she didn't have the courage to approach then. She decided that this time things would be different. She and the maids spent a long time choosing a dress. In a few days, no one found the right dress. Shuriya followed the whip and gingerbread method. Then she struck each maid with 3 coins. The maids were surprised, because they did not find the right dress, but they received the award. The Duchess replied that they had tried hard and she should thank them. Shuriya did not want to change the staff too much because she will get married in the future and leave this place. Then she was told that there was also a Stella store. The maids couldn't get a sample, but they had a small piece of fabric with daffodil embroidery from the shop Shuriya had been shown. The Duchess agreed to a dress from that store. Shuriya then told the girl who offered Stella shop products that she would be her maid. The girl replied that it was a great honor for her and said that she could be called Sophie. The information about why Shuriya did not even change personnel reached Duke. And a few days later, they arrived on the islands of Townhouse Littenheim. The debut ball was held every year in the palace on the islands. Shuriya was very worried because she would meet Kardi in a few days.